So with the end of the season, we've only been out with the caravan once this year. We were hoping to go out more. We still may get out in this in a couple of weeks, but regardless of that, I am going to start to get our caravan ready for the winter. I do this every year. So those that have been watching our videos will know we used to have the caravan we've got here stored on our drive, and we've now got it stored around the back, and we put it here just a few weeks ago to see whether it would fit. Anyway, a couple of things I need to do. I need to put the motor mover on. I need to pull the caravan out because I need to move this security camera, and I need to move that bird box as well, and I also need access to this side of the caravan. So it will come out. We can even put it on the lawn over there if you wanted to, because what I am going to do, I'm going to wash the caravan, and I'm going to use washing up liquid and water. And some people are going to go, you shouldn't use washing up liquid and water on your caravan, it will ruin everything. What a load of cobblers is that? Absolute tosh. We've had this caravan for years, and all the decals and everything are absolutely fine, and good old soap and water, all rinsed off will be absolutely fine. Then we are going to treat the caravan with something called, so I've got some products here. We're going to be using some wet and forget. And again, you've got some of the caravanners go, oh, you can't use wet and forget on your caravan, it'll destroy the decals in your seals. Cobblers to that. If you go on the manufacturer's website, it's perfectly safe. It's something we've been using for years. And what the wet and forget will do is, after the caravan's been washed, it will help prevent algae building up going forward. So we will have a look at our roof. So the last time we applied any wet and forget was a year ago, this time last year. And as you can see, there is hardly any algae anywhere on the caravan. And so we will go and have a look on the roof just to prove that in a bit. We used to get a lot of algae on the front here, and there's nothing here. I'll explain what's going on there. Whilst I've got the wet and forget mixed up in a pressure bottle, a spray bottle, I am also going to use wet and forget on our conservatory roof. So yeah, it's not just a caravan, but you'll see the conservatory roof, we sprayed that last year, and it helps stop algae growing. You can spray it on garden furniture, you can spray it on anything, it's brilliant stuff. Then once or twice a year we use this gummy Pflege stick, which is the proper stuff to go around all of your seals. So your door seals, all of the seals, and your window seals, helps keep them flexible and in good condition. That's not cheap, but I think we've had this for about 4 years, something like that. So we're going to treat all the seals. Then I'm going to pull out the cassette toilet, and that is the proper Thetford seal protection. So we need to spray that all on the cassette toilet, where the rubber seals are. Those I've got cassette toilets will know what I'm talking about. And then finally, this stuff is absolutely awesome. I can never say how good this is unless you've actually used it. This isn't a scratch remover, but once you spray it on the windows, it conceals the glass, any scratches or marks on the windows, and it makes the windows look like they're brand new. I have got some samples of this allegedly coming from this manufacturer and another product, which I'll do another video on in the future, because somebody has actually stolen one of my Vuplex cleaning videos and put it on TikTok without giving me credit. So that's the plan. And then once I've got the caravan moved, so whether it's with Sandra or without Sandra, if you look here, we moved the caravan here, we've got this trees, and we've got these berries that are now falling down. Can you see them? So I need to get some of these branches here also cut, and then there's a bird feeder and a bat box that needs to come off, and then all being well, we're going to be mounting the bird boxes around the back, because none on this side here had any activity on apart from one, and nothing actually nested in it. So as you can see, I've got a busy time ahead. I also forgot to mention, I am also going to do a full drain down. So I'm just going to actually open up these, and when we put the caravan back later, I will put the electrics on and just run the water through the taps. Can you hear? Well, then you can hear that, and all being well, if I quickly go out. There you go. Can you see? Oh, excuse the spider web. Can you see that? Important, critical, whatever you do, drain down. If you end up with a harsh frost, your pipes are going to freeze, expand, and you're going to end up with all sorts of problems. We actually didn't do a drain down a couple of years ago. We had to replace that water tank, that heater tank, and you can get your taps getting damaged as well. So that's all leaking out there. I need to put the leisure battery on, isolator on for the motor mover, and wind up the corner steadies. As you can see, I've got the motor mover, so it's going to swing out the caravan a bit so we can get down this side here. Let's get the caravan moved safely and secure. Right, so we've got full access now down here, so I can give all the wipe all down here. I can get underneath these branches, and then I've got full access over on that side there. So I think I wipe down, I brush down. Cobwebs, spiders in Lincolnshire, so many spiders and cobwebs, and we'll get some ladders, start to get things done. So the wet and forget dilution is 1 to 5, so it's 1 part of wet and forget to 5 parts of water. Have I got that right? I'm pretty sure I got that right. So I've just given the spray bottle there a quick rinse out. It's had some weed killer in it over summer, so that's all been cleaned out, and we're going to mix up this. Sorry, I've just found so that's a new bottle, and I found some, I've got some wet and forget left over from last year. Result. So I'm just going to mix that up, then I'm going to get some warm water and give the van a soapy water and a wash off. So let's mix the wet and forget first. Bird box down, camera down. Some spiders taking hold. Now these cameras, Oasu's, absolutely amazing camera system. If you're looking for security cameras, there's a playlist on my channel for product reviews, and they're listed in there. Right, so I've got myself a brush. So this side of the van is where the bits and cobwebs seem to be gathering. I've got all these berries and all the rest of it, so I'm going to get those off before we give it a clean. As I say, spiders in Lincolnshire, I've never you've never seen anything like them, with cobwebs and everything. So giving this a quick brush over, then I'm going to get the some soapy water and give it a clean. But what I'll do before I do that, I will, so it's got, again, cobwebs, I'll show you the roof on this caravan. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Just hold on 1 second. So bear in mind now, if you go into your caravan or your motorhome or whatever and go and have a look at your roof after winter, and odds are it's going to be a load of algae all on it. And then if you look on here, look at that. There's none at all. Zero, even around the skylights. So I'm going to give the roof a wash down and then a spray, and then all being well, that'll be it algae free for another year. Right, so as I say, look what I've got some soapy water and a sponge, and I don't care what anybody says, I've never ever had any problems ever, even washing my car. Right, so that's the van off, washed down, the roof done. There's some soapy water, Just noticed I've got some little blodges here when this was at the front. You see them little dots? We'll probably come off that, to be honest. But, we painted a fence and there's some fence paint that's splashed on. Right, get the hose pipe going now and rinse everything off. Overhanging branches cut down. and doing it this time of year now because you're out of the nesting season for the birdies. But we still left quite a lot over, but the stuff that was actually kissing up has been taken off, and I cut some of the brambles at the back as well. So it's definitely good progress. Land's looking nice and tidy, and now I'm going to get up on the ladders and spray the roof with the wet and forget. We're going around in circles. Where are my ladders? They're here. Resting perilously, perilously. So as you can see with the wet and forget, just give the roof everywhere that's likely to get any algae, spray it on, and it doesn't matter if it rains. In fact, a bit of rain will actually help with the wet and forget. So it doesn't really matter. It won't wash off like you would imagine it would wash off. But we're going to give the van some. Sort of making my way around. As you can see, I've done the front. And then I also do the side. I'll let this run off. So we are going to clean the windows in a bit. But anywhere that gets algae, do treat. So I'm using there was a litre left in that other bottle, so I'm just using that up, and I might be mixing some more because I am also going to do our conservatory roof today, as it's not raining. The weather's quite nice. So say working your way around and then up, and while I'm up here actually you can see the conservatory roof. Look how clean that is. No algae, it's a bit of muck on the top, but look how clean that is. And here we go. You can adjust the spray on this so it's a fine spray rather than a long spray, if that makes any sense. That's the flue for the gas fire. Right, let me finish this off around the van treated. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get myself a bottle of water. So, do you look after your cassette toilet rubber seals? You should if you don't. So this is a Thetford one, and there's one of the seals, and as I say, this is actually the proper seal lubricant. This is thing, but people say you can use a normal silicone spray. So you put that onto there, and it just keeps the seals a little bit moistened and softened up. It's not that doesn't need doing, it's just the actual seal. There you go. And then did you know this can actually be used to turn this over so you can get inside your cassette toilet to clean if you so wished. But that's quick and simple. What I will try and remember to do, if I can find some of these products on Amazon, I will just try and do a bit of a list of what I'm using. Save you searching for them. I'm not too sure whether that's available on Amazon. I don't know. I've had that for donkey's years. Right, put the cassette back in. Oh, I've got some hello starlings in the back garden. Overseeing the first lot of geese. Can you see them flying over? Said I could hear, I don't know if you can see them or not. It's the migration, beginning of the migration time of year, where we'll have migrating birds coming in and migrating birds going out. So those that watch videos will have seen me doing this before. So I'm just going to take the lid off this. Again, I will see if I can find an Amazon link for this. This gummy pledge, it's a stick made in Germany. So your rubber seals around your windows, your door frame, even your cassette toilet, and your car rubber seals. This is what the professionals use. So this is from the car industry, and it also helps your rubbers freezing. So if you ever come to a car in winter when you've had a really harsh frost and you can't open the door, well, this is what they use. And basically it's a bit like it's like there's an applicator on here. So once you get, can you see the liquid coming out now? So I have given all the rubbers a quick wipes because there's still cobwebs on them and everything like that, but basically you need to get this on all your rubbers. And so it's like an applicator inside. Up, can you see how it's all coming through? And give all your give all those seals a go over with this. And it takes a bit of time, but prevention, as they say, is better than cure. And this goes a long way. As I say, you do your window seals. Sorry, I've got the door seals. And it's just a nice simple job to do on a day when you've got a bit of time and it's not raining. Right, I'm just going to go and open up all the other caravan windows and make my way around, including the bathroom window. Before I apply it, because there's still spider webs everywhere, so I'd give everything a wipe down, get rid of all them webs and spiders and the muck that's been on your van over the season, or since the last time you did it. You saw the spider webs. Ooh. Don't do this if you're scared of spiders. What's it called when you're scared of spiders? Yeah. Clear all of them, and as I say, the ones that get overlooked with that seal, here's your cassette. Open that up. See that seal around there? See that? Do that while you're at it. So I'm in the bathroom, throat shower. Just decopping it. Lime scale, look at it. So I'm going to give that a spray with some lime scale remover or some white vinegar. There's a chap on the channel, and he done a review on all the lime scale removers and which is the best and everything, and he came out that just spray on white vinegar is better than anything else, allegedly. Right, that's those done. I'm not going to bore you now, but I'm going to go down and lubricate my seals. You don't need to use much at all of this, so don't overspray your window. You just literally just need to put literally a little bit on, and then get a microfiber cloth and wipe it in, and then on the clean side of the cloth, or with a separate cloth, if you watch, and this gets rid of those scratches on your window. You know, you get the swirls on your window. Now I personally do both sides of this, so I do the inside and the outside. If it hasn't completely done like that, don't be scared to put a little bit more on. And this has also got a very nice, it's like an orange fragrance. Some of you are going to say, oh, you got some lines coming down on the top of the van, you just washed it. Don't worry, that's the wet and forget. Leave that, because what will happen when we get some rain, the rain will wash the wet and forget down, and those lines will go. So don't worry about that. As I say, I do give the insides a little go as well, but what you'll find is all the swirls, all those like scratches that you could see, you possibly can't see, vanish as if by magic. So that's Viewplex. So I'm going to go, there's only a little bit left in this, and do the other windows now. And there you go. Sometime later, things are done. And another thing over winter that I do as well is I leave the cupboard doors open, and if you've got anything in your overhead, well, in any cupboards, make sure nothing is touching the outside walls, because when you get the, I can't believe how beautiful and shiny my windows, I'd say mirrors, windows look. The condensation from that, and when it freezes, is you'll end up with mildew, and you've got a number of people will turn around and put those dehumidifier bags in, you know, the water or cat litter and stuff like that. It ain't going to make much of a difference. You will find that they will fill with water, but wherever you put those bags, they will always fill with water. So anywhere that's got any air coming in, and ideally your caravan, so this is an Adria caravan, and this has got air vents. I don't know if you can see there's one down here. There's air vents on this. You see these little gaps along the top here. Sorry, there's a cobweb. Can you see those? The way this is designed. Can you see them? A lot of British vans don't have this. Wherever you've got air, moisture, you're gonna get those crystals pulling it in, and people say, "Oh, it's the human sweat." So dehumidifier in an airtight place like a conservatory or something like that over winter when all the doors and windows are sealed, fine. But there is a caravan channel, I forget the name of it now, and he actually did a full experiment with the moisture bags and proved that they are a bit of a waste of time. But you know what, if you do use them and it makes you feel good, carry on. If it makes you feel good, but it's not something that we do. So if you notice that I'm leaving these cushions up, and I'm also going to put a note on the table going drain down done. It's so easy to forget. So we are possibly going to go and do another trip on this, and we're going to have to do another drain down. It's so easy to forget and get onto a campsite and forget that you've got the drain down valves open. So we leave ours open now, so if the water does expand, it's got somewhere to go down. As I did mention, I am going to be running an extension hookup cable into here. Turn the taps on for a moment, and just bear in mind that the taps haven't got the pumps on, so they're basically taps are just micro switches. But if there's anything in the water pump, ours is at the front, it should just pull out that little bit of extra water, so it doesn't. We don't get a problem if we have a freeze. So the caravan back against the fence. A couple of other tips for you. So some people say don't leave your handbrake on over winter. So we don't tend to leave our handbrake on over winter. If you're on a slope or whatever, get some chocks, because the brake pads can stick on your on the van. So that's what some people say. And then another really nice tip is when you have got your caravan left for the winter, or even a motorhome or a caravan, if you have it with your jockey wheel or on some chocks, so it's either pointing up slightly or pointing down slightly, then you won't get any puddling on your caravan roof. If you have it dead level and it rains, you'll end up with the puddles on your roof, and you don't want that, because that's just going to cause algae and all the rest of it. Anyway, got this. Let's get the caravan back into position. Back down, see how close it is. We don't want that to hit. Whoa, over there, and then a little bit like doing basically a 3-point turn on this bit of area we've got here. So if you look, I'm just going to get the caravan in its right direction. Watch the fence, and then we'll nudge it forward and straighten it up, shall we? Alright, so there he goes. We're keeping it a little bit further from the fence than we were when we started. I'm just going to take the A-frame and that can go up, and I'm going to put the hitch lock on, and then we've got the cover on, as I say, keeping the handbrake off. And another thing that's really important to remember, disengage your motor mover off your tyres, otherwise you're going to end up with problems. And strongly advise turn your motor mover isolator off. So I did mention the Alco hitch lock. Where this caravan is, to be honest, if anybody was going to nick it, they'd be a bit daft. She's an old girl. I think she's 2006, and to get it out of its location without knowing how to do it would also be problematic. Anyway, this basically goes on to here, and I'm just going to get that on and then put the hitch cover on. Remember me saying about the level, just to alter that so it's slightly out, and then I'll explain about the corner steadies in a minute. Okay, that's all on. Right, so that's on, everything's all on. We will be over the coming weeks now arranging for a mobile caravan service to get done on this, not habitation check, because we virtually never use the gas. Very seriously rarely. It's only for boiling the kettle if we do, but for the running gear, there's bearings and things like that on the Alco that need to be checked. And the last time this actually had a full running gear service was when I was in Northumberland working as a campsite warden at, I do believe, Hadrian's Wall campsite. Right, I'm going to go and get the hookup cable. Another quick question. So, do you plug your van in first and then connect to your hookup post, or do you plug into your hookup post then into your caravan? So the rule is put it into your caravan first, then the hookup post. If you went onto the electric hookup post and you come running along, sorry, it's this one, with this to plug in, basically you're carrying potentially 3 live bits of electric then if it was raining and you're plugging it in and all the rest of it. So that's what they say, and it's just something that we've just tended to do basically. So I'm going to plug this in, and I say we're blessed. We have got a couple of hookup points on our property, which I'm going to put in. So never leave your hookup cable coiled up, because if you're running heaters or something like that, the cable can potentially catch fire. There's been lots of cases of that. And did you also know that your hookup boxes, see that's got the switch on it, that is going to become, I do believe, legal requirement on campsites in the next, I can't remember when it is, next couple of years soon, where you've got to have a switch, so again stop you walking around with potentially live wires to turn the electrics on. So all being well, I say I've got that on, and do you remember me saying I'm going to just quickly run the water pump for a second? And then this caravan is it's a bit quirky. Yeah, we've got electric. So you see there now. I'm just going to put a couple of corner steadies down, and I'll show you what's coming up. So when you put your caravan away, we normally, to be fair, we normally have one at the front and then one on the opposite side. Corner steadies down. We don't, as a rule of thumb, put all 4 down unless for some reason we're actually inside the van and we're using the van. And as I say, when I was pulling caravans in and out of storage for a job professionally, that's all we ever did. When we put a caravan back into storage, we would only put the 2 steadies down. I'm going to put my step into place. There we go. And as I say, I'm just going to quickly run the taps. So there's the lights all working, and just make sure there's no little dribs or drabs or anything like that going to come out of the thing. There shouldn't be anything come out of this, to be fair. No, I don't know, could you hear the water pump? This is a real unusual caravan with the way this all works. It's a Continental Adria. That's all fine, there's nothing in there. And I'm going to do the same with the shower. Brilliant. So that shouldn't be any water in the system. And so this is a bit of a quirky van, so our battery for the motor mover is underneath here, and it needs charging up. This doesn't have its own 12-volt system unless it's plugged in independently, which is what this cable is here, in case you're wondering what that was for. You see that there? So right, battery charger, let's get that on to charge. Right, so that's going up there, and so that's a smart charger, so a cheap one. So this is going to trickle charge that now. As I say, it is a smart one, so you shouldn't overload it. That can take a fair bit of time to top that up. If you're storing your caravan over winter, we always take off the battery connectors and make sure your battery doesn't completely discharge. Go in there, check your voltages, and if you're able to, give the battery a top up. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. That's a couple of hours spent looking after our old girl. I've got an outside light on. I'll leave that on. It'll remind me that I've got things plugged in. Our little old girl, our beautiful Adria Altea 432PX caravan, Continental caravan. Absolutely love this caravan to bits, and those that have been following the channel for a while will know that I spent 5 years as a campsite warden, with which 4 years I spent physically living inside that caravan full time. Thanks for watching. Remember, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe, you can hype my channel, and you can share as well. Hope you found that of some use, and thanks ever so much for watching.